Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. The animal kingdom is full of examples of rivalries and fights among the animals. And this is not just limited to the animals living on the land. It goes beyond that, as we will see in this video. You might think sea animals would be a lot cooler under the sea, but it seems like that's not the case. In this video, we'll be looking at 15 instances in which sea animals messed with the wrong opponent. Let's get into it. Number 15. Orcas versus tiger sharks. Orcas are also called killer whales, and are equally terrifying in reality as their name. Now, they might come off as man-eating, ferocious mammals, but that's not completely true, because they're known to be quite gentle, at least with us. You might believe that before you've seen 3 orcas brutally attacking a tiger shark. Before you sympathize with the tiger sharks, you need to know that tiger sharks are not the nicest creatures either. In an orca versus tiger shark battle, who do you think will win? Let us make it easy for you. The tiger shark is definitely the second best. A gang of orcas once forced a tiger shark to the surface of the water and flipped it onto its back, paralyzing it, and bit its fins before stripping the 7-foot shark back to its bones. Number 14. Polar bear versus walrus. Polar bears are large, and an adult male can weigh up to 1,500 pounds and measure up to 9 feet. So no one would be crazy enough to challenge it for a fight, and if you're a source of food, you better stay away, because you don't stand a chance. Or do you? A polar bear once stumbled upon a herd of walrus, which are themselves huge creatures weighing around 4,400 pounds, having tusks measuring 3 feet 3 inches. The walruses were walling off their young ones to protect them, while the polar bear climbed up the wall, and the motherly instincts of the walruses took over, and they scared the polar bear away, and despite trying a lot, the poor polar bear didn't succeed to get a scrumptious dinner in the form of a walrus. Number 13. Mega shark versus giant octopus. What would you fear more? A huge deathly shark or a monstrous Pacific octopus? Well, most people would say shark, but as it turns out, you should fear the octopus more. A giant shark was just going about its day in a tank when a giant octopus leaped out from the tank floor where it was lying camouflaged and attempted to take down the shark. It wasn't an easy fight, as the blue shark can grow up to 12 feet in length, whereas the giant octopus, weighing about 600 pounds, wasn't an easy opponent either. The octopus wrapped its tentacles around the shark and made sure there wasn't any way it could escape, and devoured it in no time. Number 12. Savage eel fight. Living in an ocean is not easy. One minute you'll be swimming around having fun, and the very next moment you could become a predator's snack. You might think that if an animal is getting eaten up, it'd be eaten by a different species than itself, but it is not always the case. An example of this is an eel, which is a predatory carnivore. And there are around 200 different species of eels around the world. Eels typically eat crustaceans and other similar creatures, but they are not against eating each other. Take this night stalker and girdle eel, for example. They both belong to the same family, but that doesn't keep them from fighting. You can see in the video clip that after a long fight, the night stalker eel wins and devours its lunch. Number 11. Sea lion versus octopus. Sea lions might look all cute and cuddly, but you might change your mind when you see them in a fight with an octopus. They can eat anything, from schoolfish to a small squid, and octopus is no exception to that either. An Australian sea lion was caught on a critter cam entangled with an octopus. They had an extensive fight lasting for 10 minutes, and the sea lion keeps trying to bring the octopus to the surface so that it could breathe. And at the same time, the octopus keeps releasing copious amounts of defensive ink to try and ward off the sea lion. After a few times, that octopus manages to escape. The sea lion captures it again and brings it to land and enjoys its meal. Number 10. Shark versus Moray Eel. Who do you think will win this battle? Is it the light-tip reef shark that can bite unsuspecting spearfishers who try and steal their catch? Or is it the Moray Eel, a carnivorous predator that takes no prisoners? Well, you'd be surprised to know just how equally matched the two of them are. A diver caught a clip of the two fighting, and you can see how the Moray Eel is trying to take the shark down into its small reefy house to dine on it, while the shark struggles to escape. At one point, you can see the eel winning, with most of the shark tucked in its mouth. But then, the very next moment, the shark manages to escape, and then both of them go on their separate ways after losing interest. Number 9. Shrimp versus dragonfish. Heterocarpus shrimps are scavengers by nature, so they prefer to sit back and wait for creatures to die so that they can eat them. But they can be quite savage hunters too. Who would have thought that in a shrimp versus dragonfish battle, a fish would come out second best? Scientists in New Zealand somehow found these two creatures while exploring the waters of the territory and witnessed the battle on a camera. The shrimp manages to impale the fish and pull out a smaller fish from its stomach before consuming it while it is still alive. Number 8. Violent elephant-seal fight. Fights happen between animals of different species, but some very fierce fights can also occur between members of the same species. Just like these two northern seals caught on camera fighting. Such fights usually take place between the male members for the female members during the breeding season, as they tend to fight with any male that comes near their harem, which is a group of females for a single male. Octopus versus stonefish. Stonefish think they can get away with anything due to their ability to camouflage and catch their prey. They are some of the most poisonous fish in the world and can prove to be fatal for humans too. But not all animals are afraid of it, and the octopus is one of those daring ones. Off the coast of Egypt, a diver captured footage of a hungry octopus trying to prey on a stonefish. As you can see, the size of the octopus is much larger than the stonefish, and it barely stands a chance. Number 6. Lobster versus crab. If a lobster was put into a situation where it had to fight a crab, who do you think would come off as the winner? Crabs are decapod crustaceans, while lobsters are just large crustaceans. They belong to different families, so there is no love lost there. Both are aquatic animals and omnivores, but because lobster is generally bigger in size and has 10 legs for walking and 2 for catching its prey, it is more at advantage and would undoubtedly come off as a victor in this situation. Number 5. Octopus versus pufferfish. Pufferfish contain pterodoxin, which is not only problematic for the sea creatures, but is also 1,200 times more potent than cyanide, and just one pufferfish can kill about 30 humans. In such a situation, do you think the octopus can stand a chance? This octopus probably didn't realize what it was messing with, or has not had enough of a life. It tries very hard to grab the pufferfish and devour it, but the pufferfish doesn't give in. And finally, both of them go on their separate ways. Number 4. Sea serpent versus moray eel. Sea serpents and moray eels both are similar in size and even look the same. Because of that, this battle is very intriguing. Sea serpents have highly toxic venom that is about 10 times more potent than that of the rattlesnake, and they use it to their advantage to catch their prey. The sea serpent paralyzes the moray eel with its venom and then swallows it whole. Slowly, the moray eel is devoured. Number 3. Tiger shark versus hammerhead shark. Ryan Wilsey was fishing off the coast of Louisiana when he captured fantastic footage of a tiger shark and a hammerhead shark. The hammerhead shark gets attached to the fish line, and the tiger shark proceeds to attack the hammerhead shark over and over again and latches onto it, and they begin to fight in the water. The tiger shark gets the other one off the fisherman's line, and then it easily preys on it, as the hammerhead shark was already wounded and unable to put up a fight anymore. Number 2. Harbor seal versus giant Pacific octopus. In a body of water in Canada, a harbor seal was seen to be in a fight with a giant Pacific octopus. The seal swims around and around, with the octopus sprawled across its back. The octopus uses its tentacles and spreads them around the seal, but the fight goes on, and the seal resurfaces with the octopus in its mouth. The giant Pacific octopus, which can weigh up to hundreds of pounds, was of no match in front of the harbor seal. Number 1. Seal versus shark. This shark versus seal battle in 2015 is proof that nature can be brutal sometimes. Well, in this case, most of you would assume that there's no chance for the seal winning this battle because the opponent is a shark. But just give it a second and maybe. It might surprise you that sea lions are more than capable of feasting on thresher sharks and leopard sharks. Sharks might seem to be on the top of the food chain, but they are not always a match for the 770-pound sea lion. Which one of the entries came out as the most surprising to you? Tell us in the comments below. And be sure to like and subscribe.